is up, so bring your friends, alright? Bring your grandma. He started to bring your grandma. My dad's the only grandpa we need to be having in this joy, okay? Oh, wait a minute, Ben's a grandpa too. Alright, you guys know that so I can talk and not scream, okay? First of all, we want to go over the parking issue again. Thank you for those of you who asked. We do want to make sure that if it's raining and crappy or snowing or something like that, that we park down at the school and get you shuttled up here. I don't want anyone getting stuck and then having to spend the night with me, okay? I know you love me, but okay. Secondly, but most important, where's Brittany? Oh, come on up. Come on up. Spotlight. Please get up there now. We need, you know what you need? We need like a spotlight. A spotlight. Come on down. You're the next contestant. Brittany is graduating from college officially an RN. And we are very, very proud of her. As a matter of fact, there is cake back there after we get done that says congratulations. You guys can have it. Okay? But I'm very proud of her, so I just want to make sure that she knew that. And we've missed her since she's been gone. So let's make her feel welcome. She's not a newbie, but you might think she is if some of you guys haven't been around for a while. Just a little bit. Also, last week it was her birthday, so she can stay standing up. Did anybody else have a birthday last week? Anybody got a birthday coming up this week? Okay, I guess we can sing Brittany. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear brother. Happy birthday to you. Okay. I gave out what candy bars I had to people who did not get one for completing last week's challenge. Was there anybody that I missed? Someone who didn't get a treat? You weren't even here. So
yeah, but I still did the challenge.
Well, you gotta be here to get your treat. Sorry. So, we're doing things a little bit differently for those of you who have not been around for the last couple of weeks. And that is we are not giving out bracelets anymore to the newbies. The reason why we're doing that is because you have to earn the bracelets now. These are what the new ones look like. Purple and black. Can everyone see? Yeah. Really cool looking. They say RiseAbove. You have to be here 7 meetings and you have to do 7 challenges. They do not have to be in a row, but that's the qualifications now for getting the new bracelets, okay? Also, the bracelets are not to snap at each other anymore. I want you guys to remember the bracelets are just, hey Billy, what's up? The bracelets now are just to remind you to rise above. So every single day when you put your bracelet on, it's to remind yourself of your commitment to this group and your commitment to become a better person, okay? That's the new thing for the bracelets. Now, who did this last week's challenge? I failed. Stand up. I almost stand up. You did the challenge. I almost I have no. Dang. For prizes this week, I have new bookmarks made up with the change poem that we have on it. And then we have more of the tattoos, so you get your pick. All right. You don't even know what the challenge is. Zach goes to new legs. I would hope that you guys would make them feel welcome. Remember we talked about this last week, okay? Yo, people! Really? Come on. I don't want to have to do this all meeting long. Alright? I know you guys are excited to be here. I know you love me, but just... Alright. Last thing before we really get started here is please turn your cell phones off. Okay? You can do it. It's just an hour. You do it when you go to the movies. Okay? It's just respectful things. Alright, so last week's challenge, for those of you who were not here, and for our newbies, last week's challenge we practiced self-control. Okay? We practiced our self-control with the area of Rise Above because there seems to be a lot of opposition to our group right now. So last week's challenge was twofold. Number one, if somebody said anything to you about Rise Above and tried to trash it, you were supposed to not say anything back. You were supposed to rise above that and not defend our group because our actions speak louder than our words. Right. So that's how we practiced our self-control last week. If nobody said anything to you about Rise Above and you didn't come across that challenge, your challenge was to do one thing each day to improve the world, make somebody smile in some way. Okay? How many of you guys did that part of the challenge? Good job. Good job. And that was a little bit harder because you did it each and every day. Brad, tell me some of the things that you did.
Been hanging out with Katie a lot, made her smile a lot.
That doesn't count.
That counts.
Do the elf show, do the elf show.
Oh, and I do this thing every year. It's called the Elf Show. It's like a thing the Lions Club do. You know what the Lions Club is? It helps blind kids. Well, I went down there. I do it every year. I'm like a little elf, and they go to the Lions Club, and they close the gate, and little kids walk through, and you can walk them around all this donated stuff, and they buy stuff, and we wrap it for their parents.
Stand up. It was stand up. Does he look like an elf or what? Yes. How cute is that? Good job. Does anybody else want to share what they did last week that was special to make someone else's life good? I saw my mommy. Oh, I did that, mommy. Good deal. I did something. What did you do? Me and Katie were driving down the road today, and there was a horse on the road. Wait, you're not money even then.
This girl up there was there too. So this guy, no one would help him, and he was just holding this horse, and I'm like, there's a horse in the road. So he's like, you know how to drive a stick? I'm like, duh. I'm like, yeah. So I moved his truck out of the road for him, and he's like, oh, like, yeah, and he was holding him. Good job.
Okay, so I want to share with you guys one of the things that I did last week, and I want everybody who came out with me on Sunday to stand up as well, because they did the same thing. We went Christmas caroling for some cute little old folks at the old folks home, and we gave them Christmas ornaments, and they loved it. So we made their day.
Can we please let Ben carol for everybody one song?
Ben would like to sing for us. Ben, Ben can be the talent share for tonight. Yeah.
Never know.
My voice is a little wore out.
Okay. Is Ashley Poe here? She was supposed to share tonight. Amanda, would you like to switch with her and share tonight then? I know you're not expecting to. You can say no.
Hold your hand.
Let's do it. I heard no.
No? Okay. I would like for you to stand up though and give us a report on Hunter, please. Stand up. Sorry.
He's back in children's. He went the night before last. His temperature was 101, so Licking Memorial rushed him to children's. He's in what they call their dark room, which is an isolated room with no lights. You have to wear a strip-lid mask and gowns when going in because they fear that he is contagious. They think that his blood disorder is back and that he has 2 new infections also going on there. He has all of his IVs back in. He's still taking these bottles as of right now. They did have to do a spinal tap. They do think that he does have the spinal meningitis again. And he may have to have surgery because they think that his immune system is being blocked by something. So when they get the results back here in the next week, we'll know.
I asked her to share that because I want to, if you guys don't mind, have special prayer for him again. It worked before, it can work again. As some of you know, he was a very, very sick little boy, and we prayed for him, and he miraculously got better and went home and was doing great, and it seems he's struggling again. So I would like to have prayer for him. And there's Chelsea's brother is very sick as well tonight, and there's another one of our RiseAbovers, Autumn Kennedy, who has been sick for a couple of weeks now, and she's supposed to be off school until the first of the year. She's still sick. So we're going to just stop for a minute and have special prayer for these people. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. Just be quiet for a couple minutes, and we're going to pray for these people, okay? Dear Heavenly Father, God, we thank you for this chance that we have to come together and come before you, Lord. We just pray on behalf of these special, special people tonight, Lord. We know that you have healing in your hands, and we pray, Lord, that you would just heal each and every one of these that we've spoken about tonight. Lord, we thank you in advance for the healing that you'll perform for them, and we pray that our faith would be strengthened through this. In your precious name we pray. Thanks, guys. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started with an icebreaker tonight. Not that you guys haven't already had a good time, but we're going to do something that's a little bit off the wall different, okay? What I want you to do is, I'm going to divide you into 4 quadrants here. Let's say from here back, and you guys are square, you guys are square, y'all are square back here, and you guys, okay? Those are your groups. Yes. What I want you to do, I'm going to give you like 2 minutes, so you're going to have to talk really fast, okay? Get together with your groups, and I want you to come up with, between all of you, 2 truths and a lie, okay? So, it needs to be something, 2 things that are true about somebody in your group, doesn't matter who. If you have something really, really weird that you want to share, like you sang on the stage with Cher one time or something, I don't know, okay? Two things that are true, and 1 thing that's a lie. And make it hard to tell the difference, okay? Okay. You got a couple minutes. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, I'm going to ask 1 person from each group to share with us their 2 truths and a lie, and not to tell us which one is truth or which one is lie, and we're going to try to guess. Okay? So, I need a volunteer from this group, please. I will. Come on, Brianna. Yes, Brianna. Does she even know it? Do you even wait? I don't even know it. Okay. How about we start with this group? You guys are here. Let's go. Now quiet, because you get to vote on which one you think is true, or which one you think is a lie, okay? She's going to tell us 2 truths and 1 lie. We're going to vote. Hey, what do you got? Okay. Allie.
Jessica is related to the owner of Bob Evans. Dylan is related to the owner of McDonald's, and I've been to Hollywood.
Okay, so Sarah, so
You were annoying.
What was your first one? How many people think that that's the lie? Jessica is related to the owner of Bob Evans. Doesn't matter. Alright, so we think that's the truth. What's the other one?
Dylan's related to the owner of McDonald's.
Dylan's related to the owner of McDonald's. Lie?
Yeah.
Okay. And the other one is Brianna's been to Hollywood. How many people think that's a lie? Okay, and nobody wants to vote? Come on, y'all.
I voted for Dylan and McDonald's.
Okay, so they think your number 2 is the lie. Which one is it? They're both lies?
No, number 2. Oh, number 2.
Okay, so you guys were right. You're very good at telling a liar.
Wow, you guys should have went up there.
Alright, let's try it again, you guys. Come on, see what we can find out. What's yours?
What?
Free state.
Oh,
2 truths and a lie. One has to be a lie.
I only got 2 of them.
2 of them are true? Which one's the lie is what we're voting on. Alright, the one about Billy, which one's the lie? That's a lie? No? True? How about Zach's been in jail?
That's probably true.
And how about Sarah Satterfield got suspended or something? That is true. That's true. I know that was true. Okay. So you guys think Zach's not really been in jail?
That's a lie.
Okay, so which one is it? Billy. Billy's the lie. So you guys are wrong on that.
Wow, get my hopes up.
Zach, we're not going to ask you why you went to jail, buddy. It's all good. You're out now. How about you guys back here? Yeah, listen up to Miss Angie, y'all.
Okay. Abby here has a sequin shirt under the shirt she has. Echo here has 4 tattoos, and I have 1 tattoo.
Okay. So, who thinks the lie? Who thinks the lie about Abby? That thing. Who thinks the lie is about Miss Angie? And who thinks the lie is about Echo?
No.
No, okay, so which one is it? Miss Angie doesn't have any tattoos. You guys are right. Alright, one more. Listen up. Shut your mouth. Listen up. Lunch kids. Okay.
Rosie has been in a music video.
That's true.
Shut up! Sid is half black. That girl's a black belt and cravat.
That girl, she has a name. I know. Megan. Okay.
Cindy's not half black.
No.
So you guys think Sydney is the lie?
Yeah.
Is that
No, Megan.
or do you think Megan?
Megan's a beast.
Alright, so the majority think that the lie is about Sid, right?
Yeah.
Which one?
That's true.
Shut up! That's actually true.
That's, false.
That's false. Good job, Laverne. Good job. Thank you. So,
I wear a
nice. Thank you. Now, the reason I went through that little exercise is to get us started into our lesson tonight, which is about a word that I bet you guys think you know what it means, but you don't. Who knows what slander means? Allie. Go!
Is it false accusations? Ooh, you get a
What's the rest of it?
false accusations when not true.
Okay, that's part of it, Dylan. That's still part of it.
False accusations that muddy somebody's character.
Very good. Very good. Now,
Is this a Facebook lesson?
this is a Facebook lesson.
You don't get it? Figure people
Oh,
slander.
our lessons are always about Facebook, and you ain't been in here in a while. Okay?
I've been listening.
Okay, good. Let me tell you. You got it almost exactly right there. Slander is making a false statement that is damaging to a person's reputation or their character. Okay? Now, kind of like a rumor, but let me tell you, rumors can be true or false. Slander is false. Okay? The other thing you need to remember about slander is it damages someone's character. Okay? Those are the 2 things that make it different from gossip. Now, how many of you guys were here when I taught on gossip? A lot of you, okay? What was gossip? Do you remember?
Talking about others in a false way.
Okay, not necessarily in a false way. Gossip was idle talk or rumors, especially about someone's personal or private affairs. Okay? So, gossip can be true. It's not good to do it, but it can be true. For it to be slander, it needs to be false. Okay? Also, gossip, the difference there is that you're talking about somebody's personal business. Slander is where you are deliberately trying to ruin their character. Okay? You're trying to get people to talk badly or think badly about the way that that person actually is. Your character. You only have one chance to build your character. Okay? And it happens every single day when you wake up. Once you mess up that opportunity, it takes a long time to get it back. A long time. Lauren was picture perfect of what I'm saying, okay? She made a few bad decisions, or probably a lot more that I don't know about, some bad decisions that ruined her character when other people decided to slander, okay? They took what she did and they fabricated it and made it more exciting to talk about and then spread it all around to deliberately try to ruin her character, okay? So, what do we think of when we think of the word slander? What comes to your guys' mind? Jail. What?
My friend.
Your friend? Okay. Not really what I'm looking for. Keep going.
Your face.
Celebrities.
Your face.
Celebrities? Almost. In what way? Media? What kind of media? What are we thinking of around November?
Paparazzi.
Around November, what are we thinking of? The first weekend?
Oh,
Yes.
politics.
Politics. How many of you guys like political commercials? Not very many. How many of you guys are glad when they're over? Yeah. Why?
Because they diss others.
Right. Because they slander each other. That is what they do. Political ads are famous for lying about the other party. Okay? They say all kinds of horrible things about the other person. And I always sit there and I watch it and I wonder, why can't they just say what they're going to do that's good? Why do they have to be putting everyone else down? Okay? Do you guys ever feel like that when people put you down? Why can't someone just stand on their own credentials? Why can't someone just say, I'm a great person because, instead they've got to put me down? You guys ever feel like that sometimes? Yes. How many of you guys think that you've ever been slandered? Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay? Let me tell you something. Everyone hates political commercials because they engage in a lot of slander. Alright? Slander is ugly. And it makes you ugly if you engage in it. Okay? Now, have you guys ever watched a political commercial and they slander the other party and you think, man, I'm going to vote for them? They must be the good guys because they just told me how bad the other one. Does anyone ever think that? No. No. What do you think of the person that's saying that?
What's on the other?
You're thinking, yeah, you're thinking, what do they have to hide that they have to be so busy throwing stones at someone else? Okay? You don't ever think good about somebody that slanders someone else. What comes to your mind is, wow, that person sucks, that they have to say something like that. Okay? It makes you ugly when you slander someone else. Alright? That happened to me this week. Someone did not necessarily slander me, but they slandered someone that I care about. And it made me very angry to hear what that person had to say. Okay? It didn't make me think, you know what, they're right. No, it made me think, what an ugly person that they had to say that about someone. So I want you guys to be very, very, very careful that you're not guilty of slander because it's really not an attractive quality. Okay, as a matter of fact, I even read something today while I was studying it out that said it's probably one of the worst crimes because at least if you're going to steal something from someone, you're trying to get something in return. When you slander someone, you're not getting anything in return. You're hurting yourself and you're hurting that person and you're hurting the person that's listening to you slander. Okay? So 3 people end up getting hurt because you decide to run your mouth and make up stuff. Alright? It's very, very, very bad to slander. Alright? We want to make sure that we're not guilty of that. Also, sometimes when you share your feelings about someone, now remember we said slander is false, right? When you share your feelings about someone and you don't like that person, sometimes your feelings are not false. They're true. They really are what you feel. However, it becomes like slander or just as bad as slander because what happens is the end result is the same. When you tell your feelings, your negative feelings about something that someone did to you or the way that you feel about someone, the end result is you tear down their character. And that's the same thing that happens with slander. Yes? What were you saying?
I was blocking his
Oh,
face from
okay.
talking.
So, We don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be sharing our negative feelings about people, even if they are true, because you don't want to tear down and damage someone else's character. You guys don't like it when someone does that to you, do you? Of course not.
And the person that you're telling could switch your words around and then go tell that person that you're talking crap.
Right?
So.
Right. Okay? So be very careful. And I know I preach this all the time, but the words that come out of your mouth, if they're tearing someone else down as a person, you have no business saying that. Because there's no good going to be accomplished from that. You can talk about the fact that someone has done something to hurt you. Okay? That happens all the time. We need to talk about those kind of things. It makes us feel better to get it out, right? But we don't have to attack someone else's character. Because when we pull down someone else to make ourselves feel better or look better or just be okay with the situation, we're tearing someone else down at our own expense. Okay? And a lot of times your attempt to slander someone backfires. Okay? You go around thinking, well, she stole my boyfriend out. I get her. I'll make up some rumor that she's pregnant. And you start off and you're like, yeah. And then when the slander comes back around and it's proven to be not true, guess who looks dumb? You are starting it. Okay? So we need to make sure that we're not doing that. Have you guys ever had that happen to you before?
Yes.
Yeah. It goes around, right? Okay. So, now, when you slander somebody, when you say mean things about somebody, whether they're true or not, okay, when you tear down someone else's character, it makes you appear bitter, petty, mean, jealous, lots of things that none of us really want to be labeled as, okay? A better idea is to keep your opinion to yourself. Like I said, if it's not anything nice, keep it to yourself. It really doesn't need to be shared if it's not uplifting someone or helping someone or bringing something to light, okay? Especially when you say it on Facebook, okay? That is the place where I see the most slander. And don't think just because you get on Facebook and you don't put such and such's name and tag them in the post that everybody don't know who you're talking about, okay? Because they do, and I know that's why you put it out there. Because you know if you put it, just mask it a little bit, everybody will know who you're talking about, so-and-so hurt you, and, you know, she's a da-da-da-da for what she did this week to you. No, that's still slandering. If anybody knows who you're talking about, you have no business tearing down that person's character. Okay? For one, you could be completely wrong about that. I will use Caitlin Fisher for an example. Bless her heart, because I love her to pieces. Okay? But she and my daughter Lauren were not always cool with each other. Okay? And there was a lot of tearing down that went along with it. Now, I did not know Caitlin at the time. Okay? I just heard what Lauren had to say, and I tried to ignore it all. But when Lauren died and Caitlin started coming, I got to know Caitlin. She is a very, very sweet person, okay? So anything that Lauren may have had to say that was bad about her would have colored my opinion of the person that she really is, okay? That's a big reason why we can't go around just tearing down people's character. Number one, you may think you know somebody, but you only know part of them, okay? Number two, just because they don't get along with you, don't mean that they don't get along with anybody. They can still be a very nice person. Maybe they're just not meant to be your friend. Okay, so we need to keep that in mind. You can disagree with someone without tearing them down on a personal level. And that's what happened this week. The person that was guilty of slander in my situation, she and I disagreed on the way that something should have been handled. And instead of disagreeing and saying, okay, you feel this way and I feel that way, that's fine, we're going to leave it as it is, she had to go start slandering and saying bad things. So you can disagree without tearing someone down, okay? I'm not asking you to forgive, or I'm not asking you to agree with everyone that you know, because that's never going to happen. Now, we are given one body, one face, one set of looks for our life. You don't get to change that, okay? I'm always going to have brown eyes. I can change the color of my hair, but I can't change how big my nose is going to grow, okay? I can't change what?
Michael Jackson did.
Well, Okay. My point here, good. My point here is there are only so many ways that you can change your outer appearance. Okay. However, we have limitless ways that we can change our inner appearance. How many of you guys know somebody who is beautiful on the outside, but when you get to know them, they are not so pretty anymore? Okay? Yeah. How many of you guys also the other way? You know somebody that maybe they're just plain Jane and they're not all that attractive, but once you get to know them, they're the most beautiful person in the world. Okay? It goes both ways. So, what I'm trying to say here is, when we learn not to slander, and the things that we learn here every single week, those of you that come every week, we are learning to make ourselves beautiful on the inside. Okay? That's what's important to me here. Because you're stuck with the way you look, pretty much. You know, I'm going to get old. I'm not going to get any cuter. Okay? This is what it is. This is as cute as it's ever going to get. And I'm going to get more and more wrinkled and more ugly as time goes on. So I am busy trying to work on my inner character. That's what I want you guys to do too. Sometimes it's hard when you're your age because you guys are beautiful. You are young and you have no wrinkles and you look great and you know you get all dressed up in your homecoming outfits and go out and you look good, okay? So it's hard for you to remember sometimes that it's what's on the inside that really makes you beautiful or not so beautiful. Okay?
Sorry, I mean put on beautiful.
So, you come to Rise Above every week for many reasons. I know I asked you a couple of weeks ago to stop and think about the real reason why you come to Rise Above, okay? One of the reasons I hope that you come to Rise Above is to work on your inner beauty, all right? And let me just tell you a little bit about that, and then we'll be finished. Be aware that there are people out there that I call sandpaper people. And I'm not the one that came up with that, somebody else did, but it's a really good analogy. They're sandpaper people. They are people that are put in your life for no other purpose but to grind down your rough edges, okay? We are a diamond in the rough, all of you guys. I see good in each and every one of you. That's why I bug you when you don't come, and I'm on Facebook saying, where are you, where are you, I miss you, I love you, because I see something in every single one of you. What happens is, you need to work on developing that inner beauty. You got your diamond, okay? You need that ugly piece of sandpaper to rough off those rough edges. Because otherwise you're just a rock. Has anybody ever seen a diamond that's not been polished before? It's not very pretty, is it? Okay? And how many people think a piece of sandpaper is very pretty? No, not. Okay? Especially after the sandpaper has rubbed against whatever it is trying to sand down. Okay? I'm getting somewhere with this, I promise. What happens is, you have these people in your life that all they do is rub you the wrong way. They are just there to annoy you. They are there to make your life miserable. Okay? But every time, and get this, this is important. Every time you choose to rise above, every time you choose not to slander them, every time you choose to say, you know what, I'm better than that, I don't have to say anything, and walk away. Every single time you choose to apply something that you learn here, that makes you a little bit more shinier, makes you a little bit more beautiful. And guess what? The person that chooses to be that sandpaper, they ain't getting nothing but uglier. Okay? So keep that in mind. The next time somebody makes you angry, somebody tries to bully you, somebody tries to slander you, it's going to make it a little bit easier for you to rise above if you think of them as that piece of sandpaper that's meant to make you a little bit better. Okay? I have a lot of people like that in my life, and they come and go. They're not people that I keep around. They're not people that I'm close friends with. They're there. They're there for a reason. And they're there to annoy me and make me a better person. Okay? If I didn't have those people, I'd still be the same person I was when I was 16, walking around like, I know it all, don't you know? You know, I mean, literally, that was me, okay? I was not the prettiest 16-year-old, let me tell you. I was hateful. I had a mouth on me that would put all y'all to shame, okay? But I have been worn down over the years by sandpaper people, and you will be too. I may be one of those sandpaper people. I may be the person that every time you come in here, you're like, I don't even know why I'm going to rise above. She just always be talking to me all the time. I may be that person that's just a little bit more. Keep coming next week. I'm going to rub a little bit here. I'm going to rub a little bit there. Y'all are going to be beautiful when you get done. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's going to make it a little bit easier for you. All right. So, challenge. I have a deck of cards. Here's what we're going to do. For next week's challenge, I'm going to have you pick a card from my deck, and then you have to give it back, so you have to remember what one that you had, okay? Because I don't have enough for everybody, I don't think. And what we're going to do, I'll give you a few minutes to memorize your card until I run out. Yeah. I have papers up front that have a challenge that corresponds to every single one of these cards. So your challenge this week is going to be different depending on what card you pick. Okay? Yeah, you can look. I want you to memorize it. I'm going to give you just a small idea of what some of these are. Alright? Clubs are going to be for people you know. Alright? Like the 2 of clubs. Leave a snack for an unsuspecting friend. Okay? Like the 5 of clubs. Share an inspirational story from today's news. Okay? I will put these up so that you guys can read them after we're finished. There's one for each one. Hearts for people you don't know. Okay? The 7 of hearts. Pay for the person behind you in line.
What if you're broke?
If you're in line to get some McDonald's or something, just say, hey, I got the person behind me. I mean, who wouldn't want that? That makes somebody's day. Okay, so that's hearts are for people you don't know. Guys, spades. Spades are going to be things for our world. 2 of spades. Recycle as many things as you can in the next week. Okay? 7 of spades. Call an animal shelter and donate at least one item they need. Something like that. Okay? And then the diamonds is something for yourself. Alright? 2 of diamonds. Play sports with people you don't know in the park. Okay? The jack of diamonds. Give away something important to you. Okay? So those are the kind of things that we're going to be doing this week. If you know your card, I want you to pass them out to the center, please. Is this spades or is this club? Just memorize your card and you'll be able to see what your challenge is.
I have a question. Is this spades or club?
Oh yeah, you have a spade. Okay, time out, y'all. Sorry, I thought you guys knew cards better than me too.
I know, I'm sorry.
The one that looks like this, that's a spade. Okay? See? A spade. And then the one that looks like this, that's a club. Okay? Hopefully you know what a diamond and a heart looks like. Okay? Yeah. So pass your cards in. And I want you to go back to that secret. What is this? Alright. Collect it. I need you to be quiet, guys. Not time. I am done with the lesson, but we need to get into other things, okay? Alright. So we want to go over last week's numbers. We had 57 last week. We had 4 newbies, and this is the great part. We had 33 people do the weekly challenge. That is awesome. And that weekly challenge is what's important, guys. That's what's keeping you going every single week. That's what's making you shine. Okay? Awesome. I'm very proud of you. Now, how many of you guys were not here last week? Was it last week we learned about this? Yeah. Okay. All right, so there were a lot of you. Miss Kelly, Chelsea's mom, came up with the great idea. This is Lauren's Christmas stocking. Okay? And Miss Kelly taught us about the jacaranda tree that has purple petals. And everybody thinks it's such a beautiful tree until they go around walking on the purple petals and the petals have ink in them. And they get all over your feet. And then when you get home, you get ink on your carpet and things like that. So everyone complains about the jacaranda tree. So instead of complaining this year for the fact that we do not have Lauren here to have her stocking, we're going to do something in a better way. we're going to collect money in her stocking for people this Christmas who may not have money to have a Christmas otherwise, okay? So I want you guys to dig deep in your pockets. If you got $1, if you got 50 cents, whatever. And then next week too, if you come back, next week will be the last week that we'll be collecting money in her stocking, and then we're going to give it to somebody. I already have someone in mind who is a single mom that could really use some help this Christmas. So if we could do that in Lauren's honor, that would be really great, okay? Afterwards, you can stick some money in the stocking if you want to, okay? Thank you, Chris. All right. All right, this week we have an activity coming up. We are going to New Lexington to pitch our group to them. Thank you to Allie for setting this up for us. It's going to be at 8:45 in the morning on Thursday. If you are not scheduled to be in school at that time, you are welcome to come with us. However, you have to find your own way there and back because I will be coming and going straight to work when I'm finished. So I can't really take anybody. Let me know. What?
Am I allowed to go?
You're not supposed to.
What if we're sick? What if? Yeah. What if I get
Sarah.
We're not trying to circumvent the system here.
I wish we didn't want things. We can just go on links.
Okay, guys.
Flip a lid.
So, anyways, we will be going. Thank you. We will be going to tell them all about our program. If you do go, please try to let me know ahead of time so I know about how many people to expect. And you need to wear your Rise Above t-shirt. If you don't have a Rise Above t-shirt, you can buy one. I have them for $15, or you can wear a Laura t-shirt if you have one, or just a purple shirt, okay? We want to make sure that we sport our purple and that we wear our bracelets. So if you have a purple Rise Above bracelet, make sure you wear that too if you come. Any questions? What? What?
What if I just show up?
Allie? What we'll be doing there, actually is I'll be telling them about the program, and then those of you that come with me, I will be letting you field questions from the audience, okay? And I'm sure they will have some questions as to what do you get out of it, why did you come to it, things like that. So be thinking about those things. Also want to go over again, the field trip to Ohio School for the Blind will be in February, on February the 27th. We will need drivers for that. For anybody that wants to come, we're going to be spending a day learning what it's like to be blind. We're going to have a blind lunch. We're going to meet our blind RiseAbovers that belong to our group. Yes. The Ohio School for the Blind? It is in Columbus. Yeah. So. All right, so if you guys have any questions about that, just make sure you let me know, and I'll be happy to answer those for you. That'll be February 27th because we do not have school here that day, okay? They're in school, we're not. That's why we chose that day to go, so anybody will be able to come. Then we have March 24th, the walk that we're doing with Rachel for her friend Hunter, Hope for Hunter, who has muscular dystrophy, right? And we are going to be trying to collect some money to be able to help find a cure for muscular dystrophy in his honor. Okay? That'll be in March. Okay. Anybody else have anything that needs to be gone over? Angie, did you have anything?
I just want to do the karaoke pizza fundraiser late January.
What?
We don't have it.
What? Do you want to come up and talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, get up there. Get up there. Oh, I'm excited. Karaoke.
Give her your attention, please.
Well, for a fundraiser, we thought we would do pizza karaoke afternoon, evening, on the weekend. We're going to pre-sell the tickets, especially after in my opinion, the caroling thing. Shannon had 25 caroling books. There's maybe 8 of us. We're going to pre-sell the tickets. That way you pay for it, you come, good. If you don't, we still got the money. And also it'll help us determine how much pizza we need to buy and all that kind of stuff anyhow. So, I was thinking the 3rd or 4th weekend in in January.
Okay, third week I will be out of town, so we can do it the 4th. Okay,
So-
last week of January. Get that on your calendars.
So, and I think right here would be the best. I think we got enough room, we can make it good.
Okay?
And,
Right, grandma.
here, you go. Write people's names.
Yeah, we can start to do that. We'll figure it out. We do. We gotta figure that out too.
3, 4, 5. I would put
Okay,
We can watch Hangover too.
all right, anybody else have anything that needs to be gone over before we break for the night? Now, tonight I really missed the share time. So if you tell me you're going to share, please be here on the week you're going to share, okay? Because, you know, I don't like being stood up.
Or contact you.
Yeah, or contact me ahead of time, because that's kind of rude, because I have other people that would have been willing to share this week, and they didn't get to because I had it for someone else. Yes, Rosie?
Can I share the update I told you last week on my brother?
Yes, come on up.
Get up, baby. Get up there, curly.
Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you for reminding me.
For those of you who knew about the story I told about my brother, I'll just briefly go over it. He's been on drugs for a really long time. He couldn't get off of them. And he finally submitted himself to rehab and like a refuge camp where he's accepting God and changing his life completely, whereas he's never been religious, ever. And I got a call from him last weekend, and it's the first I've talked to him in 4 months. And he's doing really good. He's off of drugs, alcohol. He hasn't even smoked a cigarette in the last 4 months. He's gained like 35 pounds of muscle since he's been there, because he's been like lifting weights and eating right and not on drugs. And he's just doing really good and changing his life. And it's just a really big blessing in my life.
Yes. Come on.
Are you getting married?
I'm gonna be the flower girl. Okay, well, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Mallory. It'll be 4 years, April 3rd, my dad was killed. He was working in apartments in Columbus, and he got shot. My dad was a really big guy, you know, 6'6", 450 pounds. Yeah, he was huge. And he got shot with a .38 Special. And for those of you that don't know what that is, that's a gun that's like this big. And the doctors that were in the ambulance, they really didn't think that he was going to die because he got shot like underneath his ribs. So they didn't think that he was going to die, but on the ride to the hospital, it traveled to his heart, it punctured his heart, went through his heart, and somehow it made it to his lungs. He died at 11:57 on April 3rd, and it was a really difficult time for me because I had literally just turned 13, and it was spring break, my 7th grade year, and I was going to move in with my dad. That's all that I wanted, and I had just turned 13, and it was finally my choice to get to know like where I could live, and I was going to move in with him, and then that happened, and that night calling my mom, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. And just sitting on the couch and the little, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, the little space where they take you and they tell you, and the doctors and the nurses coming over to me and taking my hand and just telling me that, we're sorry, sweetie, but your dad didn't make it through surgery. It was seriously the hardest thing that I've ever had to hear in my life. And as hard as it was, it honestly made me the person I am today, because it made me so much stronger. And at first I blamed God. You know, I said, how could you take a dad like mine, a dad that was always there for me? He bought me whatever I wanted, you know, I was daddy's little girl. I was spoiled. I was like, how could you take that dad? But there's dads out there that beat their kids. How could you not take one of those? You know, my stepmom was into drugs and alcohol, and I grew up around that stuff, and my dad thought that it was starting to make me become a bad person, so he was going to divorce my stepmom, move out here so I could live with him, still be an FFA, and go to Sheridan. And just the whole concept of it, of me going to finally get to live with my dad and finally be a family. And then that happened. That was really hard, and a lot of people, like I know Katie and Allie, they know how hard it is to talk about it, but sometimes I think that it's good to talk about it, and Rise Above really does help, and I haven't been here in like 2 months, and I missed everybody, so I just thought that I would share, and I was supposed to share 2 months ago, but so I thought I'd share tonight. So.
We try to have someone share every week just because we want to get to know each other better, and also because we want you guys to remember that the face that you look at every day, everyone's hiding something. There's always something that someone is having to deal with. People that see me in the grocery store have no idea that I lost my daughter 5 months ago either, you know? So be a little bit kinder to people than what you think is necessary. You never know what somebody else is going through. I have one more thing that needs to be shared. I want this shared because having this group and mothering Lauren is really becoming a huge issue now with people cutting themselves. How many of you guys have cut yourself? Don't be shy. Okay? Even some adults that I know of have done that. Okay? So I know that right now it seems to be the thing to do that's a coping mechanism, and it's not really very healthy. Lauren had scars all over her arms that she regretted, but she did it as a way to be able to cope with depression. And last week, Paige came up to me and shared with me a great idea that she had to keep herself from cutting. And I want her to share it with you guys in case it helps you or maybe somebody that you know that cuts themselves. Please, 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 if you know someone who does it and you don't do it, don't give them names like Blades or Slash or the things that they used to call Lauren all the time. That's cruel, okay? Because you don't know what someone is going through, and that may be the only way that they know of to deal with, okay? Instead, maybe you can share with them a little something that Paige is about to come up and share with you as a way to do something constructive and not cut, all right?
Okay, well, I really didn't come up with this myself. I was on YouTube and I found it. It's called the Butterfly Injury Self Project, and there's pretty much 7 rules to it, and you draw a butterfly wherever you feel like cutting yourself, and you name it after somebody special or like after your dog or something like that, and you can't scrub it off. It has to fade naturally. If you cut yourself, you kill the butterfly. You can make as many butterflies as you want, but once you cut yourself, you kill all of the butterflies. I started cutting myself when I was 12. The last time I cut myself was maybe 3 weeks ago, and I found this and I stopped doing it. My last butterfly was purple and it faded away completely, and I became really depressed over the weekend, and I decided to cut myself. Well, I thought to myself that was dumb of me, so I had a friend draw another butterfly on me, and that's this one. I had him draw it today, and it's helped me a lot. So I mean, it's a good experience. Don't if you cut yourself. I don't know how many people in here cut themselves anymore, but I know I do, and it helps. So if you ever think about cutting, draw a butterfly on you and name it after somebody special. So every time you look at your arm, you're like, oh, I can't cut myself anymore because, I promised this person or that person I wouldn't do it, and, I promised my boyfriend, and I promised my little sister, and promised a bunch of people that I would not cut myself, and or that cut myself, and I turned around and did it, and I feel horrible for it. So I drew a butterfly, and I did it, and I shared it with Chelsea last week, and she drew a butterfly on her, and then my little sister does it too, and it's helped all three of us. So give it a try.
Thank you, Paige. Wanted that to come out, and I wanted you guys to hear that because right now there are a lot of younger kids as young as 10 years old. You've been hearing about it in the news a lot. Younger kids killing themselves even, you know, cutting themselves, killing themselves. We need to share this with the younger ones. If you know someone who has a problem with cutting or depression or something, be there for them. This group is not just for you, okay? It's for you to become that shining diamond that I was talking about, but it's also so that you can shine into the lives of other people. Because there are so many more people who are hurting that don't get to come here, okay? So it's your job to mentor those kids and to let them know, hey, you know, I used to cut myself, but I don't anymore. This is what helps me. You know, Rise Above helps me. Share with them the things that I share with you. Okay? Let your light shine to them so that you can be the person that saves a life instead of the person that's sitting back saying, man, that's sad, that shouldn't have happened. Okay? It's up to us to do something. I think you guys have it in you. What do you think? You got it in you to do something and not just sit back? You think? Come on, let's hear it! Woo!